Good morning, guys, and welcome back. We're going to be having a look at the shrine again this week. So right now, I can tell you, we've got Beast of Prey, we've got Bond, we've got Tinkerer, and we've got Windows of Opportunity. Wow, what an experience this shrine is going to be this week. I can tell you right now, if you have iridescent shards, you should keep them. But let's have a little bit of a further in-depth. What does Beast of Prey do? Basically, increases your blood points through hunting, which is basically you initiating a chase and ending a chase, depending on how long that takes, etc. It's not a bad perk. It's not great. So what does it do? Once you build Bloodlust, which means after 15 seconds of chasing a survivor, not using your gadget ability, with the exception of the Doctor, so Freddy not putting a pool on the ground, Leatherface not using a chainsaw, Billy not using a chainsaw, Oni not using a slam, so pretty much this entire time, Deathslinger not shooting his gun, so 15 seconds of you not using your ability while chasing a survivor, your red stain that comes out in a 45-degree angle in front of your chest will disappear until you end Bloodlust, or I believe until you take a hit or give a hit towards somebody. That is not a great perk. It's not the worst thing in the world. So imagine Ghostface. When Ghostface presses right mouse button, M2, which is his special ability, the red light in his chest instantly disappears and his heartbeat fades away as well. So this is pretty much the exact same thing, except you cannot control it. It doesn't remove your heartbeat, but it removes the red stain in front of your chest. You don't have an indicator on your screen telling you you're in chase with Beast of Prey and it's going to activate after 15 seconds, giving you the exact amount of time for you to know for the perk to activate. That would make it slightly better, but it would still be bad. So keep in mind, while you're bloodlusting, you cannot break a pallet. If you hit a survivor, whether that be the one you're chasing or a different survivor, bloodlust resets, therefore you have to wait another 15 seconds. So this is 15 seconds without hitting somebody, giving you 5% additional movement speed. Then it's 2.5 seconds without hitting somebody, giving you an additional... Then it's another 15 seconds without hitting somebody to give you 2.5% rather than 5. And then after another 15 seconds, so 15 seconds, 15 seconds, 15 seconds, you get a 5% Bloodlust, you get 2.5% Bloodlust, and 2.5% Bloodlust. If you have Bloodlust stacked at tier 3, you have 10% movement speed. If you hit a survivor once, you lose all stacks of Bloodlust. It's not like Play With Your Food, where you can have multiple stacks and still can, hold on to a stack. It doesn't work that way. I would not recommend this perk. I would say stay away from it. It is a non-DLC perk unlocked by the Huntress at level 30. It should cost you around 800k to get. I refer to this perk as poisoning the blood web. Once it's in your shrine, you can't... once it's in your web, you can't get rid of it. It's there for good. So I would say kind of avoid it unless they give it a bit of a rework, unless you want to play Huntress. If you want to play Huntress, I understand getting it. That way you have better RNG chance of finding something else. But alright guys, on to the next perk. We're currently looking at Bond. Now what's good about Bond? Bond allows you to see your teammates within, I think it's... What is it? It's 20, 28, and 36. I used to think it was 32, but it's 36 meters, I'm pretty sure, Bond. So it's not a bad perk. It basically shows the aura of teammates that do not have aura blocking abilities on them. What I mean by that, I'm not referring to a perk. If you were running a perk Distortion, a Jeff Teachable, your teammates would still be able to see. However, if you get in a locker, that blocks aura reading. Therefore, if you're in a locker and Dwight is nearby, based on the fact it's a Dwight Teachable, and he's got it tier 3, so he's got a 36 meter aura, he's not going to be able to see you in the locker. He'll see you get in and out of the locker, but he won't be able to see you in there. Also applies to if the killer has a perk called Knockout. Knockout reduces your aura reading abilities. I think it's down to 16 meters, therefore that cuts this ability directly in half. So keep that in mind as well. It is trumped by both blindness add-ons, any form of blindness that a killer can have. So you've got... There's a tonic you can put, which is a brown add-on on Huntress. There's a little mushroom. If you use that, it'll blind a survivor for a period of time. There's also a totem that unlocks from Lisa at level 30. It's called Hex Third Seal. When you hit a survivor, they are permanently blind until they find the totem and break it. You can have all survivors under the effect. I believe it's 2, 3, and 4, based on tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. So Third Seal isn't too much of an awful perk. However, it is reliant on the totem. What does blindness do? Blindness removes aura reading ability. So if I just hooked Jeff somewhere on the map, he'll scream, you guys will see his aura, and then his aura will disappear. Therefore, you won't be able to go, okay, he's about a 20-second run. I'll be able to make it there after 40 seconds. Therefore, I just make it before struggle at the 60-second mark. You know, it's going to kind of put people off a tiny bit. The issue with it is a totem perk, and it could destroy in 10 seconds, could last the entire game. And realistically, Third Seal wouldn't be as valuable as something like Devour Hope. No longer applies on M2s or on hit effects. Therefore, a Pig Ambush will not apply it, much like Sloppy Butcher. Therefore, Pig can preserve, save the best for last stacks. Will not apply off a Huntress's Throwing Axe. Neither will Sloppy Butcher, because that is an M2 special ability as well. Would I buy this perk? No. It is a teachable unlock from Dwight. It is a basic perk in the game. What I failed to mention was there is another perk in the game called Kindred. Kindred gives you unlimited range on reading teammates' auras ability. Unlimited range will trump knockout because knockout reduces the range, but unlimited range is unlimited range. But that being said, if you're looking at third seal will give you permanent blindness regardless, therefore it will not be trumped by third seal. So would I buy Bond? No. I would get Kindred, which is an already standard teachable perk unlocked in the Blood Webs for everyone at the beginning of the game. It's better than Bond because teammates are always going to be getting hooked through the trial. It also tells you where the killer is if they're hanging around the hook within 16 meters too. Their aura will glow pink. It works really well on a spirit, which a lot of people don't know. When a spirit is phasing, she will stop glowing pink and she will start moving. If she's baiting a phase, she'll still continue to glow pink. So it takes her 2.5 seconds to activate her ability, providing she doesn't have the hair brooch or the hair ribbon. And based on these kind of things, you could tell, hey, she's camping, she's baiting out the camp, or oh my god, she's actually phasing. If she activates phase and stays on the same spot, you won't be able to see her, but if she activates phase and moves anywhere, you won't be able to see her too, but her whole aura will stop glowing pink. So do keep that in mind too. Big counter to Spirit Kindred if she chooses to camp. If she doesn't choose to camp, then well, it's not really much of a counter then, is it? Next perk is Tinkerer. Tinkerer is a Billy teachable unlocked. Tinkerer is not a bad perk, okay? It gets a bad rap based on the fact that 2 survivors on a generator can get it done in 45 seconds, or there was a recent patch right now which changed that slightly, but still, they can get it done really quick. And at the time a generator is 85% complete, it'll give you a notification that, hey, this Jenny's nearly done, and you will have undetectable status for 8 seconds, so therefore you need to get to that generator and regress it somehow within this period of time. So if you're a hillbilly with a chainsaw, you might have no heartbeat, but you still have a red stain, and you still have a very loud chainsaw, so you're not going to be able to get her across the board at 230% movement speed, recover from a default chainsaw, get over there, then chainsaw one guy down, and get the other guy after you before the generator's completed. 9 out of 10 gens, that's not going to happen. Let's be realistic here. If you're a nurse blinking through walls, sure, you have no heartbeat, but you still make a really loud screech when you land in your location. It's only one killer that Tinkerer can really work phenomenally well on, and if I'm going to be honest with you, I mean, you could run on a permanent tier 3 mines, but I wouldn't recommend that. You could get away with Tinkerer on Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger can always bait teleports to gens, go to the teleports to the gens. He can do that kind of stuff. Do I think it's a really good perk on Freddy? No. I think it's easily outweighed by combos like Discordance and Thrilling Tremor with Pop Goes the Weasel and Corrupt Intervention to funnel them together. But, you know, it is an option on the table if you want to change things up a little bit. It could be a funner perk or cooler perk if it did give you a bit more of a notification. If, for whatever reason, at the 85%, it slowed down how fast survivors repaired that generator and gave them a notification you have Tinkerer. I mean, yes, that would kind of counter the point of having Tinkerer, but you might not go in for that. You might go in for that. It might bait them off. It might make them try to pay more attention. It might make them miss a skill check. It might do all kinds of things. Even if when Tinkerer activated, the generator now produces silent skill checks. Even something like that would be amazing to stall the Jetty for you, but unfortunately that's not the case right now. Would I buy Tinkerer? No. Tinkerer is a perk I'd stay away from. It is a teachable unlock from the Billy at level 40 as well, who is another non-DLC character. So we have a non-DLC perk here from the Huntress, we have a non-DLC perk here from Dwight Fairfield, and we have a non-DLC perk from the Hillbilly here, followed by finally a DLC perk from Kate Denson called Windows of Opportunity. What does Windows of Opportunity do? Basically, auras of things you can go through. Now, I'm not sure on the numbers here. I believe it's 20, 24, and 36 or something in terms of meters of aura reading, and the cooldown goes down to 20 seconds. I'm not sure. I don't run this perk. This is a very good perk in terms of giving you the ability to be able to know where jungle gyms are, know that the pallet has gone, know that the pallet is still available, all these kind of things. So basically, you're running away from a killer. Auras of pallets, much like Dwight's aura reading ability, but instead of glowing people, it'll be glowing pallets and windows, alright? Once you vault one of these while in chase, all the aura reading will disappear for the next 30 seconds. Do keep that in mind. Also, when vaulting or dropping a pallet during chase, it'll also disappear. So it's good for learning a new map if you don't know and you don't want to just run through it. It's pretty good in terms of running it with a combo like Quick and Quiet and Lithe. If you're going to be able to go with Dance With Me as your final perk to, you know, just try and disappear through a window. Is it the best combo in the world? No, it's not. It's good for teaching. The killer's counterpart to Windows of Opportunity is Zanzin Tactic, which is an Oni teachable at level 30. Also 800,000 blood points to unlock, much like this perk is 800,000 blood points. I say 800, but that will vary based on whether you want to take the expensive pathing or the cheaper pathing. That's roughly sitting in the middle. It should cost you around 800k to get to level 30-ish. Might be a little bit different. It just depends on how lucky you are with the web. If we're also having a bit more of a look here, I personally wouldn't take this perk. I wouldn't take it to learn. A lot of jungle gyms are very simplistic. Where one pallet is located, X window will be in opposite location. It'll always be like very obvious to read for the vast majority of jungle gyms. So you'll be able to run and go, okay, I see the window is in the middle of these two walls. That means the pallet is straight ahead and to the left because the side window, the side wall flicks to the right. Side wall flicks to the left. The pallet will be to the far right hand side. It's the exact same jungle gym, just turned on its side. Like, you're going to be able to tell just by looking at A, where the window is, B, where the pallet is. So you'll get it with practice. Running windows of opportunity, you might find yourself relying on it, much like running barbecue and chili. You might find yourself relying on the aura reading ability, but it's completely up to you. Not a bad perk for teaching people the game. If you were new to Dead by Daylight, would I buy it? Yes. If I was new to DBD, I think so, especially without purchasing Kate's DLC, because I don't want to poison the web with her other perks like Dance With Me. It's not as great as I want it to be because it takes a slot when I would rather take something to assist my team like Borrowed Time, etc., to be able to recover from a bad situation or even Unbreakable. Anyways, guys, that's going to be all for this week's Shrine. If you guys had a wonderful time, make sure to hit the follow button or the subscribe button over here on YouTube, or you guys can pop into my live streams where I stream Dead by Daylight 5 days a week. It'd be my pleasure to teach you guys as much as I can about DBD. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe with everything going on in the world, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.